We'll call this regular meeting of the Waukee City Council to order, where everyone.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Becky, will you please do roll call?
Mayor Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Anderson,
Here.
Councilmember Crone,
Here.
Councilmember Grove,
Here.
Councilmember Lyon,
Here.
Councilmember Pierce.
Here. Agenda item D is open forum. Open forum is the time for anyone here tonight. Sorry, apparently it's been a long day and I can't talk already. Is the time for anyone here tonight to address the council on any subject over which the council has the authority to act or on any item on the agenda other than a public hearing. If anyone here tonight wishes to speak at this time, please approach the podium or raise your hand. Or if you're participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon located under the reactions controls. Come on up. Just as a reminder, please state your name and address for the record.
You say name and address?
Yeah.
Phil Dewey, 31151 T Avenue. And I noticed the Alderbrook potential development is on the agenda tonight. And I just want to say a couple of things about it. My wife and I live right across the street from the new development. And so we're anticipating a lot of activity over the next few years and so forth. And we've seen some of that the last year or two because along Ashworth between Ute Avenue and T Avenue, been a tremendous amount of development with the Sugar Creek Elementary School and so forth. So we're kind of used to it. But this is probably going to take it to a new level we haven't seen before with this size of development. So I just wanted to make a comment about if you're going to overlay T Avenue with a hard surface early in the process, fine. I mean, then my concerns kind of disappear. But if not, the dust and mitigation of what's going to happen for the people that live along there for a couple of years or whatever is going to be pretty unbelievable. We've been paying for our own dust control for years, and so that's not a big deal. But last summer, we had literally bumper-to-bumper dump trucks running up and down T Avenue for the housing developments and so forth. So the dust control that we put down lasts about a week, and the trucks just beat it to death, and then you're back to the dust and so forth. And the county does not grade the road when it's had dust control put on it. So the thing went all summer, couldn't be graded because of the dust control, but the dust control disappeared. And so we were fighting the dust, and those trucks, when they slow down, if you've ever noticed at an intersection, you'll get that wavy type thing. That's from the trucks putting on their brakes. So they can't grade that out of it because they can't do that. So some concern for dust control, dust mitigation, and traffic. And if, like I said, if you overlay the road early on in the process, it's kind of a moot point. At some point in the future, it looks like you will probably end up expanding T Avenue to 4 lanes, maybe a median strip down the middle and so forth. In one of the letters I noticed that was presented at the P&Z hearing last week, one of our neighbors was suggesting that you do all of the additional land that you need to expand T Avenue on the east side, which is where the development is, and it's all farmland today, as opposed to taking it from the west side, which is where we live. And there's half a dozen, 8 houses and so forth along the west side of T Avenue in the area we're talking about today. There's one on the east side. 2 or 3 of the houses were built, they were originally farmhouses. They were built years ago. They're probably 50, 60 feet back from the road. By the time you take another 30 feet or so for 2 more lanes, a grass strip in the middle, and the required 30-foot setback, you're going to be literally 10, 15, 20 feet from their front door, which means those houses are probably going to have to be demolished or moved. And, we're getting new houses across the street and demolishing them on one side. Since the ground is all open farmland today, it would seem to make sense to simply require that the expansion and so forth, that we plan so that when the expansion is needed, that there's space on the east side to do that. And I think that pretty much covers it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, if we don't address your concerns during the public hearing portion, if we don't address your concerns during the public hearing part of the conversation, we'll get back to you. Okay. Okay.
I was just gonna say, make sure before you leave, we have your contact information as well, just in case.
Pardon, I'm sorry, I didn't turn my hearing aid loud.
It's okay. I get it. You didn't want to hear us. But no, if you, before you leave tonight, just make sure that we have your contact information so that we can get back to you if we didn't answer anything. Okay. All right.
No, I have a question.
Oh, can you-
Is that done? I just know first and then I'll go. Was he supposed to come then or when it gets to the public hearing part?
Normally at the public hearing part,
Okay, then
but
I'll
it,
wait.
but it's okay. It's totally fine. Because open forum is for that too. Is there any other topics for tonight for open forum?
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
An open forum is closed. Item E is agenda approval. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
There we go. All right. Any discussion? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item G1 is a public hearing on an ordinance to amend chapter 169 zoning ordinance city of Waukee, Iowa by rezoning certain property from A1 to R2, R2/PD1, R3, R4, and C1A, a parcel to be known as Alderbrook. I now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have we received any written correspondence on this issue?
None has been received in the city clerk's office.
At this time, staff will present. Melissa.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The owner is DeYoung Properties LLC. The applicant is Landmark Companies, Inc. This property is located north of Ashworth Road and east of T Avenue. It's outlined in blue on the screen. It contains approximately 330 acres in area. The property was annexed into the city of Waukee in 2006. The property is currently zoned A1 Agricultural District and is vacant, undeveloped land. The request is to rezone a little over 209 acres of the property to R2, 1 and 2 family residential. Let me go to the next slide here. 1 and 2 family residential district. So that's the area shown in yellow on the screen. 55 acres to R2 PD1, and that's the area shown in purple on the screen. And then just a little over 10 acres to R3 multifamily residential district. That is shown in brown on the screen. And then 43.68 acres to R4 road dwelling and townhome dwelling district. There's 3 different parcels kind of shown in like a grayish, whitish color on the screen. And then 12.9 acres to C1A neighborhood commercial district. And that is the area at the southwest corner of the site at the intersection. Notifications have been sent out and the rezoning signs have been posted. Staff have received correspondence from a neighboring property owner regarding the rezoning. This was included for review to the council. The concept plan shows 692 single-family lots. A total of 492 lots are shown within the area proposed to be zoned R2. The remaining 200 single-family lots are proposed to be smaller single-family lots that are subject to the requirements of the plan development. These lots are proposed to be zoned R2 with a plan development overlay. 3 outlots are shown within the areas proposed to be zoned R4. 1 outlot is shown within the area proposed to be zoned R3. And then 2 outlots are shown within the area proposed to be zoned C1A. The concept plan also shows 3 outlots to provide stormwater detention for the development. They are located, you can kind of see the detention label on the screen at the north side of the site. There's 3 different areas, 1, 2, 3. So that'll provide detention for the overall development. 1 outlot is shown at the west side of the development along T Avenue for city parkland. It's kind of right there, kind of central on the west side along T Avenue. All the single family lots proposed within the plan development overlay area meet or exceed the minimum requirements proposed for lot width, area, and depth. The minimum required lot area is 6,000 square feet. The minimum required lot width is 55 feet. Both front yard and rear yard setbacks are 30 feet, which is the same as what the standard R2 zoning district requires. Several new public streets would provide access throughout the development. T Avenue is a minor arterial and will include a trail along one side of it. Ashworth Road is a minor arterial and will include a trail along the north side of it. Daybreak Drive, it's shown like where it breaks between the purple and the yellow on the screen. That's Daybreak. It's a minor collector and will include a trail along one side of that road as well. Parkland dedication requirements will apply to the residential portion of the development. The required amount of parkland is 22.5 acres. That's based on the proposed number of lots shown and what the allowable maximum density is for the R3 and R4 zoning districts. Again, it could be less than that because typically R3 and R4 doesn't use the maximum density in what we've seen in past developments. The applicant is providing just under 15 acres of parkland. That will satisfy the parkland dedication requirements for the single-family residential areas, and then also a portion of the multifamily and medium-density residential areas. The remaining required parkland will be required to be satisfied by other means at times of future development with the R3 and R4 zoning areas. And again, that amount could change just based on the amount of density that they're proposing in the future. The subject property is classified as single-family residential, medium density residential, neighborhood commercial, and park in the Imagine Waukee 2040 comprehensive plan. I do have a snippet of that in here on the slides just to show what that looks like in the comp plan. The proposed rezoning is generally consistent with the comprehensive plan. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the rezoning at their February 10th meeting. Staff recommends holding a public hearing, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Okay. Does the applicant or their representative wish to address the council on this matter?
Good evening, everyone. Erin Olendike with Civil Design Advantage. My address, 4121 Northwest Urbandale Drive in Urbandale. I'm here tonight on behalf of the developer of this project, Landmark. I'm really just here to answer any questions that you might have about the development, but I don't have anything further to add to the presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium and state your name and address for the record. If you're participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon located in reactions.
Nancy Dewey, 31151 T Avenue. And I too live across from this development. And I just had a question about, well, I have a couple comments, but I do have something for you to think about. And my husband forgot to say it. All of the utilities going down T Avenue are on the west side of T Avenue, which means if you put the road there, widen the road there, as much as you say you're going to, you'll have to take all those up and start all over again. So something to consider. And something else, I am an environmental study. Does this require not an environmental study to put houses in a development like this?
We can have Melissa address that, but do you want to ask the rest of your questions and then we'll have her answer?
Sure, yeah. The only other thing is, as you look at the plan, my question is, are you working with the school district in regard to this development?
With regards to this specific housing development?
Yes.
No.
Okay. My comment as an administrator and as an educator for over 50 years is this is crazy. You know how many kids are going to be in the, could potentially, how many you figure? That kind of thing.
Oh, I apologize. I misunderstood. Okay. In terms of the school district is well aware what the land use is zoned for here, and they are well aware that this is coming. We have not specifically talked to them about timing and those kinds of things on this, but they have plans for schools around this. And so they are aware and they have this as part of their demographics that they have been building into their plans. So I apologize. I misunderstood originally, but yes, we work with them
because you could end up with over 1,000
land use. Yep, we work with them on land use.
And putting them someplace, I think, would be important.
Absolutely.
As you build it.
Absolutely.
Not after you build it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's only fair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the environmental study, somebody can ask. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Melissa, can you address either of those issues, please, either the road or the environmental study, or let us know how we can get answers back.
Yes, as far
Thank
as the environmental study, I'll start there. Staff is not aware of any environmental issues or concerns with this property. We have not had environmental studies in the past if there are nothing or there are no concerns up front. So as far as we know, there is no need to do environmental studies on this property in particular. Yeah, that's all I have. We have not required that of any property in the past for
Okay.
something like this.
In terms of the road construction, the comments that were made around putting down the hard surface on T Avenue before construction begins, can anybody speak
It
to that?
likely will not happen before construction begins. It would be during the process of construction. So we'd look at that with the construction drawings and the utilities. We would look at all that together. So utility plans and then the asphalt overlay plans, we would look at that as one piece, and they would do that at the same time.
Okay, so can we get your contact information and get back to you on some more in-depth conversations? Yeah, okay. Okay, are there any other questions? Okay. All right, I now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item G2 is a public hearing on an ordinance to amend chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa by rezoning certain property from A1 to R2, a parcel to be known as Timberline Estates. And I declare this public hearing open. Becky, have we received any correspondence on this issue?
Yes, there was a letter dropped off at City Hall this afternoon, which I scanned and emailed to the mayor and council. There is no name or address on the letter, but based on some evidence of a phone conversation I had earlier in the day, I presume this letter is from Brenda Kaiser of 31298 Cross Creek Lane. She expressed some concerns with light pollution, noise, loss of privacy, immature trees, and possible trespassing.
Thank you. All right. Sorry, Melissa. I lost track of where I was a little bit.
The owner is New Pioneer Gun Club. The applicant is Timberline Estates LLC. This property is located south of Southeast Westtown Parkway and west of Southeast LA Grant Parkway. It contains just over 90 acres in area. It's outlined in blue on the screen. It's just west of Timberline School. The request is to rezone the property from A1 Agricultural District to R2 1 and 2 Family Residential District for future single-family development. The property has been the location of the New Pioneer Gun Club for several years. The City Council approved the annexation of the property at their meeting on January 19th, 2026. Notifications have been sent out and the rezoning signs have been posted on the site. Staff have received written correspondence from one neighbor, as Becky explained, as of today. And this has been provided to the council for review. The concept plan provided, let me go to that. So this shows the concept plan on the aerial imagery. It shows 127 single-family lots. All proposed lots meet or exceed the minimum requirements of the proposed R2 zoning district. Several new public street extensions are shown, including extensions of South Warrior Lane and Southeast Trillium Drive. A 25-foot landscape buffer will be installed along all lots that adjoin South Warrior Lane, and that's the main north-south street through that development. A 10-foot wide trail will be installed along the east side of South Warrior Lane. And then parkland dedication requirements will apply because of the residential nature. The required amount of parkland is 2.48 acres. Outlot X is shown as parkland. It's shown in green on the screen, kind of at the east side of the site. Kind of hard to see with those colors over here, though. The proposed parkland adjoins an existing 4-acre area that the city owns that is planned for a future park. Because the property was previously used as a shooting range, the applicant will have to conduct soil investigations for contaminated soils on the property. If the soil is found as contaminated, the applicant will have to perform soil remediation to remove any hazardous materials from the site. This subject property is classified as single-family residential in the Imagine Waukee 2040 Comprehensive Plan. The proposed rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the rezoning at their February 10th meeting. Staff recommends holding the public hearing, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does the applicant or the representative for this item wish to address the council?
Hi, everyone. Jared Murray, Civil Design Advantage, 4121 Northwest Urbandale Drive, Urbandale. I don't have anything to add either. Just happy to answer any questions if you have any. So,
Thank you. All right, does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium and state your name and address. Or if participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon located in the reactions controls.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Okay, does council have any questions at this time? I do want to state that the letter we received today seemed to suggest that the city is forcing the zoning. I just want to say very specifically, we are not. We don't, that is not what's happening. New Pioneer Gun Club sold their property to someone. We have had no part in forcing that issue. And as part of the sale, it now goes to what is the long-term land use plan that was in the original comp plan for this area. So that is single family housing, but that was not forced by the city or in any way necessarily controlled, that sale. I just wanted to comment on that. I now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item G3 is a public hearing on the vacation of a temporary storm sewer and detention easement for the shops at Kettlestone North Plat 4. I now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have you received any written correspondence on this?
No, none received in the city clerk's office.
Melissa?
Okay, staff have received a request from the developer of Keytown Loop to vacate an existing temporary storm sewer and detention easement. It's located at the south side of the site along Ashworth Road. The easement is no longer needed. Staff recommends holding the public hearing.
Is the applicant here and would like to address? Okay, all right. Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium or click on the raise hand icon if participating via Zoom.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions at this time? Okay. I now declare this public hearing closed. Last one. Agenda item G4 is a public hearing on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for Alice's Road Improvement Phase 1B project. Now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have you received any correspondence?
No, none received in the clerk's office.
Thank you. Rudy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, council members. Up on the screen is an exhibit showing Alice's Road Improvements Phase 1B, represented by the green shading there on Alice's Road. North would be to the right of that picture. The red would be the Phase 1A, and part of that is gray as it's been constructed. So the red is the remaining portion to be completed this year, in addition to the green area up there as well. The Phase B project includes improvements to reconstruct Alice's Road from a 2-lane rural section to a 4-lane boulevard, which includes concrete pavement, concrete trail, pedestrian ramps, subgrade treatment and preparation, as well as pavement marking, storm sewer installation, water main installation, a joint utility trench, and traffic control and erosion control measures, and then finally surface restoration. As you can see up on the screen, the project is on Northeast Alice's Road from approximately the intersection of Northeast Delwood Drive to just south of Douglas Parkway. This is a joint project between the cities of Clive and Waukee. Clive is the lead agency for this project, Phase 1 project, as well as they were in Phase 1A. There's a total cost estimate of $7.15 million for both Phases 1A and B. Of that, City of Waukee, we have budgeted and are approved in draft CIPs approximately $4.1 million to cover our expenses with both phases. The work itself, we anticipate starting, we have a late start date of April 15th of 2026, and ultimately having the road reopened and to traffic by the end of September of 2026. There's a little bit of a lagging completion date, middle or towards the end of November for plantings and landscaping and whatnot. Liquidated damages of $1,500 a calendar day for every day past the completion dates described above, and that is the project in a nutshell. Happy to take any questions if you have any, but staff recommends holding the public hearing.
All right, does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments and questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium, or if participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions at this time? All right, I now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item H1, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from A1 to R2, R2/PD1, R3, R4, and C1A, a parcel to be known as Alderbrook. This is an introduction and a first reading.
Introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading in title only.
Second.
Melissa?
I have nothing further to add on this one. Staff will continue to work with neighbors as requested. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, staff recommends approval of the first consideration of the rezoning for Alderbrook.
Thank you. Does council have any questions at this time?
I just have a comment.
Please do.
I would like to see us follow up on the dust mitigation and control measures. I grew up on T and 280th. My parents live on T and 250th. I've seen it. I've lived it. I know it can be an absolute hassle for you, for your pets, for your home. It wreaks havoc having that kind of dust. It can make you sick. I mean, it's just not. So it's not something we should be expending anybody's help and enjoyment of their property, because it's something very simple. So I'm sure the developer and neighbors can reach an agreement on that, but I just want to make sure we don't lose sight of that, because that is going to be critical.
Agreed. I would also comment that zoning is the very first step in this process, and it just determines land use in terms of additional site drawings and planning for how the infrastructure actually gets worked out. That is still very much in discussion stages. And so please don't take this as an end to the process. This is just the beginning of the process. So we will absolutely get back to you on additional comments. Any other questions from council? Okay, please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item H2, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from A1 to R2, a parcel to be known as Timberline Estates. This is an introduction and a first reading.
Introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading in title only.
Second.
Melissa?
I have nothing further to add on this one. Staff recommends approval of the first consideration of the rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions?
I don't have a question for rezoning. I just maybe have a comment as well. Sorry. I just want to be mindful of when we're planning this with street design, that's a lot of cul-de-sacs for emergency services to navigate in and around and through. So if we could maybe just table that for a later discussion to make sure we're not impeding on our responses times or anything, because I know we've discussed that at length with other developments. I just want to make sure that's noted so we can come back to it.
I believe there will need to be a second access, and that is being worked out, right, Brad?
Yeah, we are looking at an opportunity to work with Timberline Campground for secondary emergency access. The preliminary plat for this project is currently under review by both the Community Development Department and Fire Department.
Any other questions? All right, please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item H3, consideration of approval of a resolution approving the vacation of a temporary storm sewer and detention easement for the shops at Kettlestone North Platform. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
I have nothing further to add other than that this easement is no longer needed. Staff recommends approval of the vacation of easement, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item H4 for Alice's Road Improvements Phase 1B project. H4A, consideration of approval of a resolution approving plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost. Get a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Rudy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The plans, specifications, form of contract, estimate of cost have been on file with the city clerk for review upon request. Staff recommends approving the resolution.
Thank you. Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item H4B, consideration of approval of a resolution concurring with awarding contract. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Rudy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Let me explain. So we received bids, or I should say the city of Clive received bids on February 5th in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Five bidders submitted those their numbers. You can see up on the screen, anywhere from 2.6 million to 3.7 million. Engineer's estimate 2.392. The parent low bidder mainline construction out of Des Moines, Iowa. They were actually the pipe contractor on this phase 1A. So kind of the paving and the pipe contractor sounds like they've reversed roles in this phase 1B. Yes, they're approximately 10% over the engineer's estimate. If I can give a little history on our prior bid for 1A, we're actually 27% under that engineer's estimate. So in the balance, we're still under budget for both 1A and B. So at this point, Snyder and Associates, who did the design, City of Clive, as well as city staff here, recommend approval or awarding the project, or in this case, concurring with the award for the City of Clive for the project to Mainline Construction out of Des Moines, Iowa for $2,611,078.91 or 9 cents, excuse me. That's a typo, I think, 91. I think it's 9. So with that, happy to take any questions if you have any. Again, worked with Mainline Construction as the subcontractor on phase 1A. As you know how progression went, we didn't complete that in one construction season. So obviously the expectations have been laid on the table and will continue to be reiterated with both contractors. The prime in this example of the expectation of that end of September completion for open to traffic. So happy to take any questions if you have any. And again, with the finances of it, Clive being the administrator, they're running the costs, and then they invoice Waukee at the completion of that project. So upon final acceptance by City Council for Clive. So,
Well, you clearly knew what we were going to ask in terms of over budget, but also the timing. I don't quite recall, but in terms of the timing issues that we had last year, was Mainline contributing to that in any way, or was that more of an oversight issue from the general at the time?
if you go back and look at kind of the working diary of what progressed, there was about a 2-month period where no construction was occurring there. This underground utility was that contractor that was absent, Mainline Construction. So yes, that was probably the primary contribution. Yes, we had a wet period of time there, early midsummer. But again, that shouldn't have been the reason for the absence. So
In terms of the expectations that have been laid out this year, what has been their response?
they're accepting the contract, and as we are as well. So it's really hard to discredit them, or I guess not allow them the opportunity here with the Iowa bid laws and what we have to do for a responsible bidder. There's liquidated damages still in conversation for the phase 1A that are still outstanding there as well. So that's really the teeth that we have with the financial component of it, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. Do we have any direct oversight or control with this being Clive's contract? Or is there anything we can do to enforce in any way? I know we don't have contractual privity.
Yeah, we're certainly participating in the weekly on-site meetings with the contractor, with the Clive Construction Observer, as well as our staff there. We have utilities that are being touched, so we're involved with every step there, informally, if you want to call it that. So we're certainly there providing answers, direction on anything Waukee specific, and not overstepping our bounds with Clive utilities and Clive specific answers that require or questions that require their answers. So I think we're there, and we certainly collaborate with their engineering staff, with our counterparts over there on this project to try to keep things moving and in an orderly fashion. So
Any other questions?
Other than if we can get it done before the end of September, that would make people in my home extremely happy.
yes.
All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item I1 is the consent agenda. Can I get a motion? Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I2, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 68 parking regulations, City of Waukee, Iowa, by amending Section 68.09, no parking zones as specified. This is an introduction and a first reading.
Introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading in title only.
Second.
Rudy? You thought you were done.
No. So this is essentially adding newly constructed streets to our no parking zone. There's two or three, I believe, cleanups for existing sign out in the field. That's how they're deployed versus how it's read in the chapter as well. So some amendments in there, but the bulk of it is just for new additional streets due to new construction. So happy to take any questions, but staff recommends introducing the ordinance and approving the first reading in title only.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I3, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from A1 to C1, a parcel to be known as Orange Commercial Development. This is a third and final reading, and I believe we have a scripted motion.
Move to table the consideration of the third and final reading until the April 6th, 2026 regular city council meeting as requested by the applicant.
Second. Thank you. Melissa?
Okay, just as a reminder, this property is located at the northeast corner of Northeast Alice's Road and East Hickman Road. It contains 33.5 acres. The request is to rezone the property from A1 Agricultural District to C1 Community and Highway Service Commercial District for future commercial development. Again, at the request of the developer, staff recommends the council table the final reading of the rezoning to the April 6th city council meeting, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? All right, please vote on the tabling of the motion.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
All right. Item I4, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from A1 to KRC, a parcel to be known as B. Crum Farms. This is a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place it on final passage.
Second.
Melissa?
This property is located north of Ashworth Road and east of Grand Prairie Parkway. It contains 4.20 acres. It's outlined in yellow on the screen. The request is to rezone the property from A1 Agricultural District to K-RC Kettlestone Retail Community District for future commercial development. Staff recommends approval of the final reading of the rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I5, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from C1A to C1, a parcel to be known as WCSD, admin building expansion. This is also a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place it on final passage.
Second.
Melissa?
This property is located south of Southeast University Avenue and west of Grand Prairie Parkway. It contains 10.22 acres in area. The request is to rezone the property from C1A Neighborhood Commercial District to C1 Community and Highway Service Commercial District for the expansion of the existing Waukee Community School District Administration Building. Staff recommends approval of the final reading of the rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any final questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I6, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 169 zoning ordinance, City of Waukee, Iowa, by rezoning certain property from R4/PD1 to R4/PD1, a parcel known as Vintage Estates of Waukee. This is also a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place on final passage.
Second.
Alyssa?
As a reminder, this property is located north of Southeast Escaridge Drive and west of Southeast Parkview Crossing Drive, just a little west of Grand Prairie Parkway. It contains 7.9 acres in area. The request is to rezone the property in order to amend the current plan development document to allow for individual lots for each of the proposed residential units in lieu of the cooperative development as originally planned. Staff recommends approval of the final reading of the rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I7 for Big O Tires, Autumn Ridge Plat 2. I7A, consideration of approval of a resolution approving preliminary plat. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Melissa?
The owner is Centennial Development LC. The applicant is Westwood Contractors, Inc. The property is located north of Southeast University Avenue and east of Southeast Alice's Road. The Quick Star is just to the south of the property. It contains a total of 1.22 acres. It's outlined in blue on the screen. The property is zoned C1 Community and Highway Service Commercial District. The preliminary and final plat includes one lot for future commercial development. The lot, again, is 1.22 acres. The proposed lot meets the requirements of the C1 zoning district. No changes are proposed to the adjacent public streets or trails. A 5-foot wide sidewalk exists to the west along the east side of Southeast Alice's Road, and that existing sidewalk will remain. Public utilities will be provided to the property. Stormwater detention is proposed along the west side of the property. A site plan will come in the future with this. It's just not ready to go forward for approvals. Staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat and final plat, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay. Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
I7B, consideration of approval of a resolution approving final plat. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
I have nothing further to add, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item I8, consideration of approval of a resolution approving agreement for professional consulting services with Confluence for Grand Prairie Parkway Streetscapes Phase 1 survey and Phase 2 streetscape and signage. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second?
Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. This is a request for approval of a public professional services agreement with Confluence as it pertains to the Grand Prairie Parkway / Kettlestone corridor enhancements, including signage, landscaping, and such between Interstate 80 and University Avenue, including both gateway improvements at Interstate 80 as well as University Avenue, as well as major intersection improvements at Westtown Parkway / Grand Prairie and Ashworth Road / Grand Prairie. This is phase 1 of the project, which is predominantly the signage at those 4 major intersections. The contract is in the amount of $341,500, which is approximately 10% of the projected cost for phase 1 improvements and does include the full survey work for the entire corridor. This is one of your strategic planning items or projects, and staff would recommend approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item J, reports. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. A couple items. First of all, I want to give a shout out and acknowledgement to Melissa. It was somewhat of the Melissa show today. So Andy picked a heck of a week to be on vacation, and Melissa's really stepped in as the entire planning department for the city for this week and is doing a heck of a job. So just wanted to acknowledge that. One other item just of note is recently our Parks and Rec Spring and Summer Programming Guide it came out and is available. One of Waukee's finest residents is on the front cover. So check that out. For Waukee residents, registration for those programs begins March 2nd, 8 a.m. We do give 3 days prior notice to non-residents, which can begin registering for those programs on March 5th. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. Any comments?
No.
Kayla? No reports. Anna?
No report.
No report.
Lori?
Nothing from me.
Okay. All right. With that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.